in the kind of more reddish colors, it gets far more faint, so it's very hard to actually observe.
The Jesuits are moving into uncharted territory. Many questions have yet to be answered, and many details filled in before the picture of the brown dwarf is complete. The researchers hope to find some of them from the top of Mount Graham. Back at Vatican City in Rome, the Church aims to promote science and culture. The Pontifical Council for Culture is represented at many international symposiums, congresses, and major film festivals. The Pontifical Academy of Sciences includes physicists, biologists, theologians, and social scientists, with over 24 Nobel laureates among them. Pope Benedict XVI is himself an accomplished scientist. He consults his astronomers regularly at the observatory and in Rome. This stone relief in St. Peter's testifies to the importance of astronomy for the early popes. The reform of 1582 that created today's Western or Gregorian calendar was named after Pope Gregory XIII. At Gregory's behest, astronomers and mathematicians found the exact length of the solar year and devised a simple calendar to match it. Here, Gregory XIII is surrounded by his advisors, among them Christopher Clavius, a Jesuit from Bamberg, Bavaria. They're shown presenting him with a celestial globe and mathematical calculations. Proposals for a reform of the calendar had been made since the 14th century, but they had all been rejected. Behind St. Peter's in Vatican City stands the Palazzo di Governatorato. This is where the director of the Vatican Observatory has his office. Cardinal Giovanni Laiolo serves as the de facto president of Vatican City. He's the third most powerful man here after the Pope. He's committed to promoting the dialogue between religion and science.
Die Heilige Schrift spricht
at various points, the Holy Scriptures speak of the proof of God's wisdom and power being evident in the universal order. How can you have these mathematical laws in the universal order? Are they just the product of chance? Is it conceivable that chance would produce such a perfectly logical and mathematical order? If you say yes, then you're saying we need no God. If you say no, as we believe, then it's necessary to conceive of a superordinate power. That's the origin of all these logical and mathematical laws.
Sich vorstellt, der Ursprung all dieser Gesetze, logischen und mathematischen Gesetze ist.
400 years ago, the Vatican suppressed Galileo's discoveries. Now it's dedicating an exhibition to his work in astronomy, his instruments, and an original manuscript. Galileo used a telescope like this one to observe the heavens. Copernicus's great realization was that the sun, and not the earth, was the center of what we now call the solar system. Galileo discovered the 4 moons of Jupiter that are named after him. He was a devout Christian, but his research caused him to doubt some parts of the Bible. He made no secret of this and was called before the Inquisition. He spent the rest of his life under house arrest. Today, the Vatican says the Inquisition failed to understand Galileo's evidence. Cardinal Robert Bellarmine, an admirer of Galileo, was forced to condemn him.
Cardinal Bellarmine hatte in seinem großen
A few decades before, Cardinal Robert Bellarmine had written in his extensive Commentarium Lovaniense If science gives us conclusive evidence that contradicts the Holy Scriptures, then we shall have to seek a new interpretation of the Holy Scriptures. Why? Because the truth cannot be inherently contradictory. The truth, like all being, was born of God.
During the summer, the observatory at Castel Gandolfo gives regular seminars. The Jesuit astronomers from the VAT in Arizona join aspiring researchers from all over the world. Some of them take part again and again. Sponsors and foundations in Germany are among those who support this work.
Here they don't care about who came from Oxford or Harvard or Cambridge. They care more about the summer school participants coming together for an international session, and that developing countries are included in this pursuit of science.
For a week, the participants attend presentations and debate the latest findings on astronomy. Included is research into the history of the science. One lecturer from Mexico spoke about astronomy's place in the civilization of the Maya.
In general, the pre-Columbian world was enveloped in religion, among many other aspects. The Mayan astronomers did not merely register astronomical figures, there was a religious feeling that associated what they saw up there with deities. So understanding how the heavens worked became a kind of astronomical cult.
Father David Brown is back at the Finder. Scanning the heavens, he immerses himself in the beauty of the night sky. To Father Brown, science is an expression of the power of the divine. But is faith alone sufficient? Can it pick up where science leaves off?
We scientists, we have to keep searching as scientists for further and deeper answers. And it's not fair. I'm a man of religious faith, and I do believe that God created the universe. But it would be a betrayal of God and of science if I tried to haul God in to explain what I have not yet been able to explain as a scientist. We have to keep that, we have to have the dialogue, but we have to keep that separation of religion, religious faith, okay, cannot supply for our lack of understanding scientifically.